So my first game as a non-paying supporter, because I used to actually sneak in with my friends, was against Aberdeen. I think I was about 10.
My first game was here, and it was in 1996. I was only 4. We were playing Partick Thistle.
My first Hibs game actually came probably a lot later than most Hibs fans. I was actually 15 at the time. It was in 2006, and Hibs played Dynaburg in the Intertoto Cup.
Finished 1-0, it was versus Ayr United.
The first game itself was in the old First Division against Hamilton Academical.
I can't remember my first game, which is probably bad for this feature. I did a bit of digging at home, and it turns out I was 22 months old, which probably lends to my lack of memory. And it was a 0-0 draw here at home against Motherwell.
My first match must have been round about 1974-75. I would have been about 7 years of age at the time. Wasn't into football, was into pop music. And it was a summer midweek evening, and my dad came through to me and said, "You, come here, I've got a surprise for you."
So first game was about 1989-90. It was just a young pup, and it was the Motherwell game. It was freezing.
So my first game here at Easter Road was with my dad and my brother. I was 9, my brother was 7. It was a game against Dunfermline.
My first Hibs game was against Hearts in 1987, I think.
My first game was Hibs Motherwell, and I went with my next door neighbour who's now moved to Australia. It's my first game, and he introduced me to the Hibs kids as well. So I went along there. It was obviously the old ground. The game finished 0-0. Can't remember who scored the winning goal right enough.
The second game of the tour we played against St Patrick's, and Tony Mowbray played me for the start, and we won 5-0. I think Gary O'Connor got a hat-trick that day, and Sam Morrow, who played, also scored. But no, it was an unbelievable experience.
I think it was a Wednesday night around March 1986, St Mirren at home. Steve Cowan scored a hat-trick that night, no relation to me actually.
To be honest, it was pretty uneventful. I think it maybe 1-1 it finished. Couldn't tell you much about the game or who played.
And I don't remember too much about the actual game. I was possibly sleeping for some of it.
I remember it was raining so badly. Like, what can I remember about the game? I remember Killen scored first, legend. Scott Brown rounded the keeper. David Murphy scored. I think Killen got 2 actually. And Stephen Fletcher scored probably the best free kick I've ever seen at Easter Road. Still to this day, it was amazing.
So I came up to Hibs for the Ayr United game to get a feel for the club and feel for the fans. And originally Brett had come down, he said, "I've sorted your ticket, West Stand, halfway line, padded seat." And I said, "Where's the noise in the stadium?" He said, "Section 43. I was like, "I want to sit there." And he sort of laughed it off, and when he introduced me to Greg later on that day, he said, "Darryl wants to sit in section 43. And Greg just looked at me and goes, "Really?" I'm like, "Yeah."
So my dad took me up, and I remember we were in the famous 5-upper at the time, and I remember walking out and seeing the green turf for the first time, and I thought it was the most amazing, huge arena I'd ever seen in my life. And the excitement of seeing the players run out of the tunnel for the first time, to be honest, it still gives me goosebumps.
First game I can remember was a few years later in 1994, opening game of the season against Dundee United. We won 5-0, masterclass from Kevin McAllister, Michael O'Neill, Kevin Harper, Darren Jackson. But my one abiding memory is bursting into tears. My older brother was there with us, and he celebrated every goal. I think Michael O'Neill's one was an absolute cracker, and he was shouting in my face, celebrating, which reduced me to tears.
Don't really remember the score because I just ended up running up and down the aisles and didn't really pay much attention to the football that was going on before me.
Before you leave the house, you think, what am I going to wear?
Memories off the pitch of it. As I say, my brother was there. It was his first match also.
I went with my dad, and I used to go with my dad every week. It's just what we did.
I always remember coming to the ground when the mass Hibs fans walking on the street, and I remember old Jen hanging her head out the window saying, "What was the score?" I says, "0-0. She's just like, phew.
I couldn't believe it, I was only 17. As I said, just left school, and you know, mingling with all these boys like Stephen Fletcher, Gary O'Connor, Gary Caldwell, and you know, I couldn't believe it. I just thought I was there as a mascot.
I think my dad took me along. It was a Wednesday midweek game, so he was probably supposed to be babysitting and just sneaked me in.
I hope you enjoyed my first game story. Now share yours with Marathonbet.